In my last video, I showed you how to remove a hardtop off of a Jeep Wrangler 2007 to 2026. In today's video, we are going to show you how to install a soft top from ground zero. We're talking the mounting brackets, the hardware, the soft top, everything. This is a 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe, has 8,000 miles on it. In the last video, we removed the hardtop by myself with nothing but a Torx bit and a socket wrench. Now this Jeep Wrangler, brand new, the previous owner decided to not purchase a soft top. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a brand new premium fabric twill soft top for this 4xe Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, which goes from 2018 to 2026. Same hardware, same mounting brackets, everything's the same. 2007 to 2017, same idea, everything's the same from 7 to 17. Now in today's video, we're gonna mount it up, show you how to do it, how you can do it yourself. And I paid a whopping $800 for a $2,500 optioned soft top. That's why the previous owner, my father, didn't buy the soft top, because you can get them all over Marketplace, all over Craigslist used. The previous owner of my brand new soft top optioned for it, purchased it brand new from the dealer, never installed it, and sold the Jeep, kept the top. Then I purchased it for $800 cashola. So we're going to install it today, and you're going to do it alongside with me. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So here is my hard top from my previous video. I still have to find a place to store it. I highly recommend a winch pulley system from your ceiling, or at least some type of jack stand to mount it up and move it on rollers. I don't have that. I haven't figured out what to do with this yet. Here is my premium soft top. Premium meaning twill. This is fabric. It is not the vinyl that you see in some of the sports and base model Wranglers. This stands up to the weather far better. It's much quieter on the highway, but it is a premium and it is an upgrade. It is more expensive, but it is definitely a much better look. So we're going to install this today. I have all the hardware over there. Let's get started with it. And here we have all the hardware laid out. So I laid out the tracks, the side tracks. These go around your doors, keep the rain out. That is for your rear window. I'm not quite sure what that is yet, and that is the hardware separated, and I'm really hoping I don't kick it all over my shop by accident when I'm not paying attention. Okay, so the first thing I did was actually wrong, which is why I lay everything out. So you want to hand tighten everything before you tighten everything down. I put this piece on first, which is incorrect. It actually overlaps the front piece. So this should be your first piece that you're installing. Once it's in place up front and in the back, you'll just hand tighten it with a T40 Torx bolt here and here that's provided. They're about 4 inches long. Then you can put the rear section on top of the front section. Same thing, 2 roughly 4-inch, 5-inch T40 Torx bolts right here to hold this in place. Again, everything is hand tight, nothing is tightened down yet. The other thing I noticed on the hardware kit is FR. That would be front right. So you're looking at front right section, and that's how you can tell which piece goes where. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this piece right here, and you can kind of figure out, my wife's hair is everywhere. You can figure out how it goes. These latches right here are on the bottom piece. So you'll line it up with your tracks in place on the front, and then these go right in place and line them up with the holes, and it actually pulls the bar down, and then you can just go straight through and tighten it up. Now, as I hand tighten this, it's actually gonna pull that trim piece in and down, tighten it up, all by hand. That one's about hand tight. Now this one I'm kind of pressuring over, and I'm gonna try to tighten this one as well. Good, now we're ready for the second piece on the right rear. Now that we're working to the right rear section, I just wanna show you, just like the hard top, there are little nubs in here, 1 and 2, that insert into 1 and 2 holes. So if we line this up right here, that should mount in a place, and the top will seat right into the front section. So now we have this mounting bracket installed into all the nubs that it's supposed to be installed in, and we're gonna fold these in here and here, and then we're gonna tighten them down. Now, Jeff and John are both retired military that came up with this great idea, an easier way to clean windshields, both inside and outside at the same time. Check out this Windshield Wow product real quick, and let's support some of our viewers. I want to try this out right here. This is my Windshield Wow Pro set that I just picked up. That is my streak-free glass cleaner. This is my microfiber, which is actually on a magnet. It comes with a handle, but I can also use the grip right here if I want. Now it's a magnet on one side, a magnet on the other, sticks to each other on the windshield. The magnets are incredibly strong, so you get a real streak-free shine. You can see right there how well they stick together. Now what's great about Windshield Wow is I can't reach all the way over. With the extension pole, I can get my entire windshield both inside and outside. It also comes with a finishing buffing spray to bring your windshield back to new. We're going to apply the glass cleaner. Now you can see it foams up. I'm also going to spray the inside of the windshield, including my quad lock section. Let's get that magnet stuck on there again. Here we go. Yeah, nice, it's working. So inside outside. You can even see that without any heavy scrubbing at all, it removed the suction cup marks off of my windshield. Pro set comes with my glass cleaner, my finishing buffing spray, the handles, the attachments, microfibers, and both interior and exterior magnets. You can go to windshieldwow.com to get one for yourself, or there is a link in my description to get one for you or those loved ones for any upcoming holidays as a gift. Thanks, Windshield Wow. So again, the bolts will kind of pull everything in tight and in place. We're just gonna tighten everything by hand, and then I'm gonna go around and tighten everything all the way when everything is in place correctly. I've noticed that the rears are harder to seat than the fronts. So you have to go through the bottom hole of the roll bar, up through the top hole, and it isn't incredibly easy to align, so it does take some playing. That one went in now. Okay, so we're good. Everything is hand tight. Let's figure out what the next step is now that both front and middle sections on both sides are installed. Next step, if I go to the rear, these are just pop-in clips, so they just clip right out. And then you'll see this tab right here, this hardware says right half, four-door up. So we're just gonna face it in like this, and then we can mount it. So we're just gonna face it in so you can tell that it doesn't line up this way. So we're gonna face it this way, and we can mount it right there with your 240 bolts. Okay, both are installed. Left and right side. After I installed the side mounting brackets, I installed the hardware on the corner of each side of the Jeep Wrangler. These are tight now. This is so we can mount our rear window and soft top corners. Tight on both sides. Now that the mounting hardware is installed into the roll bar, I can take the locking mechanism and install it into the hardware. This is another T50 right here. Make sure that the locking mechanism is in lock position, and you can mount it up right here on both sides. Now these are tight, and I also tightened all the hardware on the tracks. So the older Jeep Wranglers had a roll bar that went all the way back, and the top overlapped the roll bar, and you use that, essentially your mounting bracket. This kind of replaced that square roll bar, and that's how you get the angled roll bar now. It locks in place. If I want to release all of this, I can unlock this right here and unlock it on the other side to have the Jeep fall back. But because it's in the locked position, it keeps your top up and acts as that extended roll bar in the original or previous generation Wranglers. All right, I'm in Florida. It is sweaty. I am hot. I make these videos because I want to show you, like, the freaking Mopar and Jeep videos are not as simple as they make it look. It's not, the directions aren't simple, the videos aren't simple, although they make it a 4-minute video. Here's the problems that I had. It doesn't explain to me which direction this bracket goes, like this, with these nipples pointing out. You need both of these pieces to face down and back, and these nipples go inside. So I'll show you real quick. So it should go like this. Line up the holes, and these pieces will fit in here and right in here. So I'm gonna do that right now and tighten this. So it was originally backwards, and this piece of the top was pressing against the roll bar and not lining up with the holes. Now that I reversed this piece of hardware, everything lines up. So if I pull this back a little bit, you'll see the hole lines up right there, and I can put the additional Torx bit in. And there we go. Everything's tight. I'm locked into place, and I'm going to reverse it on the other side as well. Everything is tight and in place, and the reason I wanted to show you this was so you know which directions these go. Make sure those little nipples go into the roll bar, and it's T50 into the roll bar and T40 into the actual convertible top. And now that that's in, we have to work on getting these rollers right here into this spot right here. So those roll up and down that track, and it locks in place right here. I'll try to show you right there. That opens up so the rollers can go in. So we're gonna do that next. Now I wanna work on getting the top back. Now the rollers are not in place, and this is unlocked. Nothing was happening. No top was moving. Everything was still locked in place here. There's a lever inside this top. If I pull this lever right here, I'm able to then release the top so everything can come back. So now we're gonna work on getting this top all the way back. Okay, now that it's going back, I can fit this track in here. So I am going to try to show you with the camera. If I pull here, I'm gonna be able to get that roller in and then closed. So that is in the track now. Now let's try to do it on this side too. If I pull this up, pull this back, that can fit in, and then I can close this. That right there is in line. That right there is in line. We should be all set. So this is pretty much what it should look like when the top is retracted all the way. We're gonna close it now. Now, I've never had this generation Jeep Wrangler, and I'm telling you, those tracks just made everything so much easier. This top used to be so difficult to put up. It just rolled up on the track. Now I can flip it over, and it's even on hydraulic pistons now. So this top usually just slams down. It doesn't do that anymore. You can actually just pull it down with just a little bit of force now. Oh my goodness, that is so much easier than it used to be. And now I'm just gonna pull it down here and latch it in place. It's in, now I'm gonna pull down and it locks in place. I'm gonna do the same here. It clicks in, and then I latch it down, locks in place. The top is on. Now we can do the windows. This is pretty great. Lapse time was about an hour install. Maybe, I usually judge my work by how many F words. I would say like 8 F words, maybe 10 F words, maybe a C word even. That's how I, you know, gauge the level of work. And now we just have to install the windows. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you a couple things now that I've been driving that I learned about it too. So if you look right here, you'll see these QR codes. Because they're curved, my phone actually won't scan them, which is so annoying and frustrating. If it was flat, it would work. I don't even know what that video is. I'm assuming it's how to bring the top all the way down. I'm just going to show you. So I'm going to unlock it here. Unlocked, you can see unlocked versus locked, and it's unlocked on the other side. I'm going to pull this latch right here. This latch is going to allow the whole top to come back, and it's going to slide on its track system right here all the way back. It is so simple. Now the Jeep soft top is all the way back. Now let's reverse the process so we can install the rear and side windows. We're just going to slide this all the way up. So from here, we can do it one-handed now because of this track system, which is amazing to me. I'm going to lock these in place on both sides. We're going to lock this section in place, and then I'm just going to push this forward. The track system allows me to do it on one side. This used to take 2 people. Now I can do it with 1 person, just myself. And you can see it kind of stays up. It's because of these pistons. It doesn't just slap down like I had mentioned earlier in the video. So we're gonna pull this down right here on its pistons. Try to keep it even. Let's go inside the Jeep now. I'm going to get the latch in and then close it, and then get the latch in and close it just like that. And we are done. So the top is up with no windows. It is finished. It's watertight. That's it. That's what it looks like. Now let's install the slide track windows, which is supposed to be even easier than the Velcros and zippers like the old Jeeps. It's just a track right here. You can see the track here. There's a track here, and then same as the old Jeeps, the JLUs, the JKUs right there. Right off the bat, I want to show you how impressively simple this is. So this is my soft top bag, and it's layered. So that's my rear window, then a felt panel, then the side window, then a felt panel, then the side window again, so they don't all lay against each other and scratch. But sliding it on, like I said, it's a track system. You can even see that there's a starter, like a slide to get on the track right here. I was ready to get frustrated almost instantaneously, and it never happened. I slid right on, it guided itself, and I just pull all the way through. And now, once it's all the way on, I can Velcro. So let's open this door just so we can see. I don't think the door even needed to be opened. There's Velcro right there. So I'm gonna tuck this up, line it up with the Velcro. There we go. This goes in here, just like the old Jeeps. I can tuck this one down. I can tuck this down here like the old Jeeps. Now I would oftentimes call myself an idiot. This was pretty idiot proof because you have to tuck the side window up here and then tuck this. This is kind of a channel system right here. So this channel system locks in right there and right here, and it's locked in place. This overlaps and goes underneath. This overlaps and goes inside, and you can see it's lined up right here, and the Velcro is perfectly lined up right there as well. Now we're done. We can shut this door and it's finished. Let's do the other side. There we are, done, in. Didn't even take me 30 seconds. Now the back panel, you'll see that point right there, this point, it's gonna go right inside this track right here. So we're going to slide this right through the track and make sure it's guided all the way through. That is so simple. This is so much easier than zippers. It's in. Now same thing as before, we're just gonna pull this, tuck it up top, and I'm gonna tighten this right here, and then we're gonna pull that side, which will tighten this side. So pulling that, and we're going to overlap this into this track right here. So this right here, we'll now pull this tight. There we go. Now, when I close this, you're gonna see there's a gap right here. There's a gap right there. That's what this track is for. This track keeps the water out of here. So it keeps this from tucking in. It stays tight on here. I can actually, didn't do this yet. So we push that down, and we have to put this down, but we're gonna put that track in first. So everything's tucked in tight. I'm gonna put the track in, and then we'll be watertight. So now it's a track system. I slid it all the way down. We're just going to tuck it over, and you can see the weather stripping come out here and here. That's gonna tuck in there. And now we can pull this down and overlap. It's sometimes tough to do things with one hand, so I just want to show you. So this just curls out. These are pulled out. This just curls out, and then it curls down to pop in place. You can see the weather stripping here all the way down. I'm going to tuck this under, so that's tight. And then if I close the gate, you have watertight top. All the water is going to run down here, not underneath, and then down the back of your tailgate. The top is on. I have a premium soft top for my new Jeep Wrangler for the cost of $800. 8 F words, 1 C word, and about an hour and a half of my time because I didn't know what I was doing. Now, the video I watched from Jeep was 4 minutes long. It was supposed to be simplified. There were a lot of headaches I didn't realize. I did get a couple scratches on my brand new roll bar, which is kind of frustrating for me. I make these videos to explain the mistakes that I've noticed. So the things that I watched the video, learned from, had to change, alter, tweak. to make my top go on correctly. I hope this video was helpful and informative. If it was, I really appreciate it. This is how my channel started, was doing things like this. If I found little tricks, little tips, I like sharing them with you guys, so thanks for watching. Just a thumbs up down below is really appreciated. I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Adios.